On a 3-2 vote, the Fresno County Supervisors passed that Parents Matter Act. It promises to take those books deemed inappropriate out of the children's section at Fresno County libraries, so only parents will have access to them.
As you can imagine, plenty of heated debate over this controversial act. Ben Morris with more on what unfolded inside the Hall of Records this morning. Ben.
Alexander, Stephanie, dozens of people showed up here today, either for or against this resolution. For the people for it, they say it gives parents another tool to protect their kids. And those against it say it's discriminatory and a violation of rights.
In what world is it acceptable to talk about bodies changing by showing two little kids in a locker room with two adult men?
Brandow is talking about one of the parental complaints he says prompted him to propose the Parents Matter Act resolution. Brandow says the resolution will protect children and empower parents as it promises to move books deemed inappropriate out of county library children's sections by forming a board-appointed advisory committee to review all current or new children's books or materials.
There's a pretty solid smattering of several dozen books that have sexually graphic images, or they talk about complex, controversial gender issues.
Before voting on the item, the Board of Soups opened it up to public comment for only 20 minutes, leaving dozens unheard and waiting in the hallway. For those who were able to speak, many were against it.
We, the parents, are the only advisory committee that our children need. This is nothing more than a front for a movement to erase hard-fought visibility, representation, and inclusion of the LGBTQ community.
While others were for it.
No adult or government entity should provide access to sexually explicit material to children without express consent, or else it is truly a form of grooming when it is done behind a parent's back or in secret.
After public comment and deliberation, Steve Brandow, Nathan Magzig, and Buddy Mendez voted to approve the resolution, with Sal Quintero and Brian Pacheco voting against it. The act was also amended to change the number of members on the committee from 15 to 11, 2 appointed by each supervisor with an additional member appointed by the county administrator to break ties. A list of books removed from the children's section would have to be displayed, with those books going in a different part of the library. The children's section will be off limits. And also, an additional amendment would be an appeals process for the community if it disagrees with this committee's selections. And one final vote will happen at the Board of Supervisors next meeting, just to clarify on these amendments. Reporting live here in downtown Fresno, Ben Morris, KC24, local news that matters.